Hi guys. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my meningioma brain tumor story. Yeah, brain tumor. Um, so basically I found out I had a brain tumor on April 19. This is all because for 5 days I was experiencing excruciating migraines. They were really bad to the point I wanted to die, like really, really painful. I had gone to the doctor, I had gone to the chiropractor. At the doctor, she gave me these migraine pills, and at the chiropractor's, he gave me an adjustment, and none of those things worked. Um, I was also experiencing vision loss before the migraines. My eye would get blurry, and then this eye would get blurry, and then I couldn't see really well, so and it was weird because it would always happen like around dinner time, like at night, and I couldn't really eat dinner. I just had to go to bed and lie down and put an ice pack on my head to try to alleviate the pain and try to go to sleep because that was the only way like it would feel better. But then towards the end, I even woke up like out of like with pain. So basically, the fifth day, we thought it's time to go to the emergency room. So we went to St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica, and this is all during the coronavirus time. So I had to get my temperature taken, and I had to go in by myself because of coronavirus. So the nurse outside said, "Oh, for a migraine and a scan, you should only be there for 2 hours." So me and my mom, we didn't think anything of it, of my migraines and how severe it could be. So we just hugged, and I don't think I said I love you because I thought I'd be out in 2 hours. So I went into the ER. I lied down on a stretcher, and I was actually there for 3 hours because they forgot about me. Um, I don't know why, because it wasn't that busy because of Corona, but I was just lying there for 3 hours, and I thought that was normal because everyone had told me you wait a while in the ER. So, anyways, I was just like listening to this one guy next to me in a room. He was on the phone with his wife or something, saying how he couldn't believe he had diabetes and like, wow, it all makes sense. And I was like, oh my God, like, thank God I don't have something I have to live with for the rest of my life like that. I'm just here for a migraine. So, anyways, when the PA and the nurses came, they gave me a IV with a cocktail of drugs, including Benadryl, to help my migraine. And they said that they'd like to do a CAT scan on me. So I did the CAT scan, and I was really drowsy. And then when the PA got the results back, before she was all bubbly and nice and stuff, and then when she came back, she seemed like something was wrong, and she seemed sad, and she said, "I'm really sorry to tell you, we found a large mass right here in your brain. um, it looks benign, but we're gonna have to get an MRI scan to see it closer up." So I went to the MRI. It was kind of claustrophobic, but I was so drowsy I kind of like slept through it, even though there's like these loud beep beep beeps. Um, but yeah, anyways, so after that, I was in a little ER room, and then a neurosurgeon who wasn't going to be mine came in, and he told me basically that I have a meningioma brain tumor. That's what they think it is. It looks benign, and it's the size of an orange, 7 centimeters, and has probably been growing in my head for 10 to 15 years. And I was like, whoa. Um, I mean, that whole time I was like, whoa. Yeah, it was just shocking to know that something had been growing in my head all that time. Like I now think about it, like I did my thesis, I went through high school, middle school, elementary school, all with a tumor. And now it kind of makes sense. Like, so basically, the tumor is on my right frontal lobe. which affects your mood, your personality, hormones, energy, I believe. And yeah, it all makes sense because all my life, well, since I've remembered, I've just always felt kind of weak, like I wasn't as strong as other people, um, and just I was very moody and like melancholic. Um, I kind of had like a depressed look on life. So yeah, it pretty much all made sense. But it was just like, I didn't come out of my shock until probably like 2 months or a month and a half after this all happened, which is recent. um, so yeah, they said they'd have to do an emergency surgery on me, and that'd be non-invasive, meaning they wouldn't uh, chop off a lot of my hair. It'd just be like a headband section or through the eyebrow. It ended up being through my head. So I was like, oh my god, like brain surgery. Like, it always seems like the scariest surgery. But there was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't go home. I couldn't say no. It was like, obviously they weren't forcing me, but I just had to have it done because knowing that I had such a huge tumor in my head that was affecting me, and it literally could have given me seizures and strokes. And yeah, I mean, I just had to get it out. Um, so I just had to stay strong, and I was by myself. I couldn't have any visitors. Um, Luckily, my mom pleaded with the hospital's director, and I got to meet her the day before my surgery, which was on the 20th. Well, my surgery was the 21st, so I met her on the 20th for an hour in the Rose Garden, and I'm really happy and thankful that he allowed that because um, I really needed, my mom, and I needed her love and reassurance. And when I saw her, like, I really tried to stay strong, but I remember just like crying and breaking down and just like being scared. I just had to let out my fears and stuff. But I knew I was in good hands. Dr. Barkhoudarian was going to be my surgeon, and everyone was telling me how great he was, the nurses, my parents, everyone who had looked him up. And I had met him 2 or 3 times before my surgery, and he was just so comforting and so nice and kind. And also his assistant, Natasha, she was just so kind. So yeah, I felt like I was in good hands. The hospital was really nice. All of the nurses were so angelic. They came in to check on me every 2 hours and to give me meds and stuff. But it was nice because they gave me company. So yeah, the next day was the 21st. I was going to have my surgery at 7 in the morning. So I woke up like 15 or 30 minutes before. And I don't know, throughout this whole time, I felt like a sense of peace. I think maybe because I was like on drugs and I was in shock. And also I was getting like a lot of love and prayers and good energy sent to me. I was like, everyone was just flooding my phone with that. And I really truly believe that um, all of that just made the surgery and my healing go so well. Even post surgery, I was getting so much love, and I'm really, really, really grateful for that. Like, I didn't know how loved I was, and it was just such an eye opening experience. We go into the operating room. Um, the anesthesiologist gives me the anesthesia, and at first it feels really uncomfortable, like, oh, I don't want this, but then I just knocked out, thank God. And then the surgery was 8 hours, and then I awoke in the ICU, and to people like yelling at me, like, where are you, what's your name, how old are you, stuff like that. And I just felt like in my head I knew I had to get these questions right, and I did. Luckily, I had no side effects from the surgery, really nothing bad. Just tiredness and swelling and that kind of stuff, which I'll go into later. I couldn't really sleep in the ICU. I had like post surgery anxiety and PTSD or something, and I awoke to like 4 new IVs in me. So for 7 hours because I woke up after the surgery at 12, like midnight. So until 7 in the morning, I was just like on my phone or something and like trying to sleep, texting with like one thumb because I had an IV here, here, and here, and I don't know, here and here. But the ICU nurses were just so amazing, really, really kind, and they were both men, and I was like, wow, these are the nicest, most caring, selfless men I've ever met. Like they were just so nice. And then, so basically, the day after surgery, I got to go back to the PPU, the patient's unit ward, and I was really excited because it's just more calm there. I couldn't sleep well in the ICU. So yeah, I went back there, and this is also after I was seeing an occupational therapist and a speech therapist. So I had been kind of like walking a little and like practicing things on my brain, like math questions and stuff. So yeah, I felt good. I just had to do a couple laps around the unit or the ward area. Um, I was like a turtle. I was really slow, but I was doing well. And yeah, I mean, St. John's was really nice. I'm vegan, and they always had 3 different options for each meal. So I was just enjoying that, and I was watching movies and sleeping a lot. And yeah, the next day I got to go home, so I was really excited. So basically, I was in the hospital for 5 days and 2 days post surgery. So I was really excited to go home to see my mom and my dog and my aunt. So they picked me up, and I was really fragile. Um, we had to get my meds from the pharmacy. I was going to take an anti seizure and anti swelling pill for a week post surgery. And one of those pills gave me a side effect of being like really hot, so I always had to have a fan on and an ice pack on. But yeah, anyways, going home felt so different. Everything looked different. Like my brain was adjusting, and I could really feel it because everything looked bigger. Um, I had lost my sense of taste and smell. I couldn't taste things the same. That went on for a week, and I don't know, I just had the most bizarre dreams the first night I got home. It was like I was seeing angels and like psychedelic strings, like tentacles and stuff, and it was just really bizarre. And um, yeah, like my dreams for a week were really weird. And also, I had like this horse galloping sound in my brain, and that's because like all the liquids were like readjusting in my head, and my brain was getting used to not having something in there. And yeah, I was just really fragile. I couldn't shower by myself or take a bath by myself, really. I needed help for everything. I was just on the bed like all the time, and I would take like 1 or 2 laps around the living room, like really slow. And I was just drinking a lot of water. Also, a lot of people had given me like cupcakes and cookies and ice cream and flowers. It was just so amazing. And yeah, like about the food, like I was eating dessert 2 times a day. And it's actually funny because I actually lost weight while eating that way because I guess when you're healing, like your body needs a lot of calories and a lot of energy to like heal. So that was nice, but now I can't eat like that anymore. Um, and yeah, I just also dealt and still deal with this murmured heartbeat in my left ear. I think it's because my brain is still like adjusting. I mean, if you see in the MRI picture, like it was really squished. So the doctor said it'll take a year to fully like grow back into a full brain, like full brain size. Um, and yeah, but the noise has gone down a lot. And also, it was weird. For 3.5 weeks post surgery, I had like this weird, jiggly liquid right in the incision area. And like when I would brush my teeth, it would like jiggle. And when I'd move my head side to side, it would like move with in the mirror with each way I moved. So that was kind of freaky, but that went away. Um, and then also, my period was late. Um, and maybe that's because I stopped taking birth control. Because basically, when they did a biopsy on the tumor, they found out that I can't take anything with progesterone. The tumor reacts to that, it grows from progesterone. So I can't take anything with that. And say, for instance, if I ever want to have a baby and I'm pregnant, they're going to have to monitor me because your progesterone spikes. So that's another thing with this. So yeah, like my hormones are all regulating again because also the tumor was affecting my hormones. And what's interesting is I started getting more freckles or like more moles on this side. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, and that's like from a hormone change. Right now, I'll show you my incision. I like to part my hair like this because it looks more normal. And just a couple days ago, I finally felt ready to like put on all my rings and my bracelets and my earrings and part my hair this way because for a long time I just felt not me. Well, of course I didn't feel that way because I was just like a limp vegetable. I still had symptoms and um, I just I've been feeling more normal lately. So anyways, I'll show you my hair. Um, basically, um, Dr. Barkhoudarian is specialized in non-invasive surgery. Actually, a lot of people fly out just to go to him because he's really one of the best. So I am so blessed that St. John's has him as a neurosurgeon, and he was my neurosurgeon by emergency. So here, um, they basically cut all of this, and luckily my hair has been growing back nicely, except for here. It's kind of weird still, but yeah, I mean, I'm so blessed that it was right here because some people have tumors deep inside their brain or in the back, and then it's just like a more complicated surgery. So I'm very grateful they just made like a headband incision and I can cover it up kind of. I mean, you still kind of see some baldness, but luckily I have a lot of hair to cover it. Oh yeah, and after a week, I got my staples out. I had 33 of them. We went back to the office of my neurosurgeon and his assistant, and Natasha, she's so sweet. She counted them all for me, and then she said that it wouldn't hurt. It would just kind of feel like a pinch, which it did, but some of them um, did hurt a little because I still had some dry blood in there. So basically, they wanted me to wash my hair the night before. So a week after surgery, I got to wash my hair. I was really nervous about that because, you know, we were touching my incision area and I was scared that it would open up or something, but they glue it in and they staple it, so it was okay. Um, but yeah, we tried to get out as much dead blood as possible, but there was a lot in there. Um, and right now, I'm looking at getting radiation. Um, that's what the neuro-oncologist suggested from a recent visit. Um, the neurosurgeon, Dr. Barkhoudarian, had to leave 1 to 5% of the tumor in there because it was touching an important vein. And if you were to touch it, I could have like complications or die or something. So, yeah, I saw a YouTube video. I've been watching a lot on brain tumors and meningiomas, and I saw one of this woman who was in her late 20s, and her story really inspired me and really made me feel good because her tumor was in the same area and was the same size, and she had 1 to 5% left. And then on her next MRI, 2 months after the surgery, it had completely vanished. So, I mean, it is possible for the tumor, the remaining tumor, to go away. So I've just been praying like every single day, like multiple times a day, the tumor's gone, the tumor's gone. I really been believing in the power of the mind after seeing the movie Heal. You know, your body can heal you, and it just needs positivity and love from your brain, from your thoughts. So I've just been giving myself a lot of good positive affirmations and thinking the tumor's gone. And on the 18th, I'll be getting my 2-month post MRI, and I just feel like it's gone. So, I mean, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. But if it is there, or even if it's gone, I think they still want to do radiation just to zap out all of the cells there, so it won't grow for a long time, because also my tumor is atypical type 2. There's 3 types. There's type 1 benign, type 2 atypical, and the third is maybe malignant. So I wasn't as lucky to get type 1, which means like it might never grow back. So mine can, but obviously it grows back slowly. But I'm just like thinking it'll never grow back, like with my mind, you know, trying to manifest that. So yeah, we'll see. And I was a little nervous for radiation because I saw a YouTube video on this guy getting it, and they put like this mesh mask. They like mold it to your face and then screw it into the table so you don't move, and then the machine goes around you for like 15 minutes and just like precisely zaps out the cells in that area. So I didn't really want to do that, you know, but it's better safe than sorry. So I'm okay with it now. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that. But for right now, I feel really good. I've just been, you know, tired, like taking naps every day. But now, more recently, I haven't, or I feel like I don't need to. But, you know, the anesthesia is still in my system. I've been trying to, you know, flush out everything that's been in my system with a lot of water. But I feel pretty normal again. Just, you know, my brain is still readjusting. So sometimes I do feel a little slow. Maybe in this video I'll come off a little slow, um, or I'll have to cut out a lot of things editing. But we'll see. I honestly do feel like I talk better now, because when I had the tumor, I felt like I kind of didn't know how to talk English. Like I would tell people that, like, oh yeah, sometimes I don't know how to talk English, even though it's my first language. So yeah, I think that was, you know, affecting me. But yeah, I just want to say, um, if any of you watching have a meningioma, please know that I'm here for you. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help. I can make other videos on more details about my experience, and I'll keep you guys updated. Um, this is something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. Sadly, I never expected myself to have surgery. I always said, oh, the only surgery I'll have is if I ever have a baby and have a C-section. And I never expected myself to ever have a health problem like this. So what I've learned from this experience is life is pretty uncontrollable, and health is really the most important thing out of life. If you're not healthy, then how can you live, you know? So I've just really like found this experience to be eye-opening and life-changing, and now I just want to live life surrounded by love, happiness, positivity, passion, and really anything is possible. I mean, if I could get a brain surgery and be okay, then anything is possible. You can make your life whatever you want it to be, and we are so strong as humans. Don't go by the quote, you'll know how strong you are when you need to be strong, because you already are strong. We're so strong. And I've just seen the beauty in humans from this experience, and I just really want to be surrounded by beautiful humans and just, yeah, live my life to its fullest. I mean, every year I'll have to have a MRI, but you know, I don't want that to stop me from living a life that's full of just happiness and love and peace. And that's how you live a good life. You know, you're not going to live a good life with stress and anxiety and depression and all of that. It also affects your body, and it doesn't make you heal well. So, or thrive. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below in the comment section. And I'll be making other videos more in depth about other things I've gone through with this experience. And I also hope this brought awareness and light to those of you who follow me about brain tumors and actually how common they are. Through my research, I've seen actually how common they are. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't wish this upon anyone, but if any of you are dealing with excruciating migraines, I do suggest you get a CAT scan and MRI, just to know if your brain's okay, because that's, I feel like, the last thing anyone thinks about brain tumors. I hope you're having a great day, and lots of love, peace, and good health from me to you. Okay, bye.